It's all part of G4ia, presented by EB Games and Jeep.
Tonight, Mad Magazine's Dick DiBartolo is back with his wackiest gadgets of the year. Plus, get a cassette deck for your PC. And fire up your land speeder. We're playing Star Wars Galaxies in our LAN party, live from the Tech TV studios in San Francisco. It's the Screensavers. Woo!
Gentlemen, and welcome to the Screensavers.
Woo!
I'm Patrick Norton.
And I'm Kevin Rose. Thanks for joining us on the Screensavers. This is the show that helps keep your computer hacker-proof, virus-clean, and porn-free.
Now we're both lying. Tonight we have a great show.
Unless you want the porn, then
we'll
we can
teach
help
you how to
with,
hide it.
Yeah, we can teach you how to hide it.
We
yes.
can encrypt
it.
Mad Magazine's Dick DiBartolo has nothing to do with porn, but has a lot of wacky gadgets coming up later on in the show.
Plus, Patrick's going to put a tape deck in your PC
This
to
is
archive.
a weird one. Yes.
This is kind of cool. No,
everyone needs a cassette deck.
And does it go into 5 1/4 bay? Or?
It goes into 5 1/4 bay.
Really? That's
it's
cool.
Funky. It's like a portable tape deck that stuffs into a 5 1/4 bay. We're waiting for an 8-track converter yet.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And you may have heard of BitTorrent. I'm going to show you some resources for all your torrent needs.
Scam the best video in the
Very
fastest
cool
way.
stuff.
Today is Thursday, of course. That means it's time for the Screensavers LAN party.
Powered by NVIDIA. I didn't expect to do that.
Josh.
Yes, it's LAN party today. We're playing Star Wars Galaxies. That's right. That's right. This is the first time for us because this is not really a LAN game per se. So first of all, you've got 4 choices. You can join the associate producer of the game, Julio Siri Torres. He will be playing Hunting the Witches of Dathomir. So that is the toughest battle today. So if you want to get your butt kicked, go with him. Next down the line, we have Yoshi, who will be chatting in the game, rotated with Kevin and Patrick, since these people don't really know how to play the game that well. We give them the easy job of just chatting with everybody. So if you just want to hang out and chat, they will be in there. Next down the line, of course, we have Dan. Dan is attacking the Tusken. That's right. Dan Heward is attacking the Tusken Raider fort. So if you want to get back to the Sand People, he's the guy to get. That's right.
Or give me free money.
Or give Dan free money.
I need free
money. And then lastly, I will be out there hunting creatures as well on Dantooine. So come on out for a battle.
Excellent.
Back to you guys.
I like it when you say powered by NVIDIA the best. Actually, somebody sent me a clip from yesterday.
This is so scary.
This is awesome. I knew they were going to capture this. Listen to this. That was you. That was Patrick. Do it again. Do it again. Yes.
We're going to start off with tech news that caught our eye today.
I've got
Kevin.
the first story. Sarah is not here again today. Taking another day off. I did nothing to her.
She's stuffed underneath a concrete wall somewhere in the outer sunset.
That's terrible.
True. That's why you shouldn't have done it.
No,
Tipper
no. She's just, I'm not going to say anything.
Oh,
Microsoft's quest for world domination continues as they introduce an improved MSN search engine that's a lot like another popular search engine. That's the search engine. The new search engine sports a cleaner look and uses licensed technology from Yahoo. Microsoft is also testing a new search technology that will eventually replace Yahoo's results with the ones they currently use.
Because what the world really needs is yet another search engine run by someone who, remember, should be patching the holes in their operating system that have been exploiting and losing your content.
I was playing with it, and I kid you not, it actually crashes. I've had it crash on me a couple times. A search engine crashing on you.
This is difficult.
You can try it out. Everyone at home, you can try it out for yourself. It's sandbox.msn.com. It's going to say, welcome to, and here it is right here, the MSN search engine. Ooh. There it is. Isn't that beautiful? So nice.
Microsoft, because they can someday own everything.
That's right.
Speaking of annoying stuff, Sony is joining the hype.
Dick DiBartolo, 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Well, hey Dick. We're going to talk to him a little later on. Sony's joining the high-capacity digital music player race, again because there aren't enough competitors. They announced a new Walkman that will compete directly with Apple's iPod, just like 19 other devices. Don't get that excited. Hold on. The new device not only holds 3,000 more songs than an iPod, but is nearly $100 cheaper, is smaller, has 3 times the battery life of the iPod, blah, blah, blah. Well, there is a drawback. It won't play encoded MP3 music. No, the music files have to be converted to Sony's proprietary 8-track format, something you may know and love from the mini-disc format. Just as bad as MP3, lots more money. Go Sony! Way to drive that red light. It's just dumb.
I don't know. That's stupid.
We're going to make, because you know what? It's funny. It's like, okay, so, iPod's the only thing you can use to play songs from the iTunes store, and they're an AAC, which is a reasonable codec that provides excellent musical quality.
Developed by Dolby and some others.
Exactly. I mean, it's kind of frustrating. You can't play their tunes in any other players, but, it's just, why 8-track? I mean, Sony, can you bleed some more mileage out of that? Just let it go.
Anybody in the audience can buy one of these? Yes? No? iPod? Is that what? Yeah! How about free iPods? Yeah! Okay. All right, I don't have any to give away, but it sounded like a good idea.
And this is how the audience turns.
That's true. Next story, a new defense bill may be tightening restrictions on the export of computers that will require companies to license and ship computers that run no faster than a Pentium 3 650 megahertz equivalent.
So wait, anything faster than a 650 megahertz
has to have
P3
a special approval to go out of the country.
It's like a munitions export.
That's right. The restrictions stem from concerns that high-performance computers could be used to develop nuclear weapons by other countries.
Now, I hate to be the one to point this out, but I seem to remember a thing called the Manhattan Project, which took place in the 40s, had almost no computational power, and did some horrendous human damage in Japan.
I was going to say, I have a P4, I have an equivalent of a 3 gigahertz.
Yeah.
And I don't have any nukes at home. I'd like to learn how to make them, though, but I don't see any instructions
the internet.
out there.
So you don't even have to get the Anarchist Cookbook anymore.
Yeah.
It's like out on the internet, do some research.
That's a dark tip. Nukes at home.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. That's terrible. There was somebody that did a woo there. Who wanted a nuke at home? Somebody wanted a nuke
We
at
don't
home.
joke about terrorist actions here on the Screensavers because we don't like being interviewed by the FBI.
Well, the whole thing is that anybody knows that you can cluster computers together.
Right.
There's Beowulf clusters.
Right.
If you want the computational power of a supercomputer, you can do it with low megahertz processors.
So, it's an interesting idea. Hopefully that little rider's going to get dropped. Actually,
Exactly.
It's that kind of a day. Is this David or Davud joining us on the phone?
Davud.
Davud?
Davud?
Is this anyone?
Davud.
Davud.
Hey, Davud. Welcome back.
Are you in Glenview?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm looking to buy a new Dell.
Because you're tired of using voice over IP.
Yeah.
Davud, you kind of sound like this.
Davud, are you there? He's gone.
Well, Davud had a good question, right?
Yes,
he had two questions, actually. He's buying a new gaming system. Mm-hmm. He's wondering what's better, Athlon, or basically go with an AMD Athlon or a Pentium 4. And he also had another question, should I get a 3 gigahertz processor or like a 3.6 gigahertz processor?
There's not much difference there. I mean,
no.
I can't tell the difference.
The best thing to do is go to HardOCP, go to Anandtech.com, go to Tom's Hardware, and take a look at the benchmark charts in there, and you're going to find something out. On some games, basically anything that's not running on a Quake-based engine, a Quake 3-based engine, the Athlon XP is usually a little bit more performance and usually a lot less money for the same chip speed. Athlon uses the chip ratings. For Pentium 4, and it's kind of amazing, you start looking at the numbers. Either chip, though, the difference between, if you go from like a 1.5 gigahertz processor to a 3 gigahertz processor, that's a huge jump in computing performance. It's going to, you're going to look at it, you're going to sing, you're going to be happy. If you spend the extra $700 or whatever it costs to go from a 3 gigahertz to a 3.6, you're going to think, wow, I could have bought 14 games, a gig and a half of memory, another hard drive.
Yeah, I mean, here we have
a vacation in Hawaii.
I'm at Price Watch. We have $200 for a 3 gigahertz P4 if you want to stay with the P4 family. And the 4.3...
The 3.4...
3.4 is $395. That's not
too bad.
But if you want to go Extreme Edition, then we're talking...
800, 840. I mean, basically... Something's gone terribly wrong in the LAN party. Are you guys okay?
Yes, we're having fun.
Okay.
Leave us alone.
Do a show.
Yeah, that's right.
You sure? Yeah. Well, it got noisy. I thought maybe somebody had been slaughtered by a Tusken Raider.
Go back and do the show.
The excitement is palpable, but here's the advice. Go with the 3 gigahertz processor. Save yourself some money. Spend it on games, or spend it on more memory, like a gigahertz of RAM, because you're going to need it for games next year or for video editing. And we love Athlons, but you know what? If you're a Pentium 4 fan, that'll do you just fine, too.
All good advice.
Hey, let's go. We're just getting started. We're going to see who's got the Force and who's Bantha fodder in our Star Wars Galaxy LAN party. But right after the break, Mad Magazine's Dick DiBartolo back with the weirdest and goofiest gadgets of the year. Stay tuned.
This portion of G4 Tech TV is brought to you by Diet Coke. It's a Diet Coke thing.
The legend grows. The new, longer Jeep Wrangler Unlimited, with more legroom, twice the cargo space, and trail-rated capability. Only in a Jeep 4x4.
Who brings you the most power-packed summer vacation? Universal Orlando Resort and Radio Shack. Now your family can register to win one of 35 action-packed Universal Power Trips at Radio Shack. Visit universalpowertrip.com or register at Radio Shack.
What do we have?
Cell phone bill. He's in shock.
He's just a kid.
Coming through. Make a hole.
BP 125 over 82.
These wireless bills are an epidemic. How bad is it?
It's riddled with peak hour charges.
Traumatized by your high wireless bill?
Look at long distance and roaming. Okay, people.
Take your number to T-Mobile and call whenever, wherever.
I'm feeling better.
Oh.
Now get 1,000 whenever minutes, no long distance or roaming charges, just $39.99.
T-Mobile, get more.
Hey, here's Bob, the host with the most, you might say. And here's his buddy, Tom. Looks like Tom could use a little help. So Bob did the buddy thing and told Tom to call and order Enzyte, the effective, reliable way to natural male enhancement. Well, Tom got his Enzyte, and look at him now. Yes, in just a few short weeks, he's stepping large and laughing easy. 3 samples of Enzyte now available while supplies last. Enzyte, the once-a-day tablet for natural male enhancement. This is Bob. Bob is doing well. Very well indeed. That's because not long ago, Bob realized that he needed something better in his life. And what did he get? Why, a big boost of confidence, a little more self-esteem, and a very happy missus at home. 3 samples of Enzyte now available while supplies last. Enzyte, the once-a-day tablet for natural male enhancement.
It's up to you to choose which games win at this year's G4ia, the award show for gamers. Go to g4techtv.com/G4ia and decide who gets best game, character, soundtrack, and more. Press, vote, and make your voice heard. It's all part of G4ia, presented by EB Games and Jeep.
Guest is known as Mad Magazine's Maddest Ryder, here to show us some of this year's weirdest and goofiest gadgets by a satellite from New York City, the GizWiz himself, Dick DiBartolo. Welcome back to the Screensavers, Dick. I got a question for you. Is that a hamster or a gerbil inside of a... What is that? Is that a guinea pig?
Well, that's kind of a rat in there, but I'm going to do an order here because I think we're going to show prices.
Okay. Well, the weirdest... Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
When someone says stick it in your ear, they may not be cursing at you because they might be telling you this is called ear light, and this is a little adjustable flashlight.
Is it clipped on or is it jammed in your ear like an iPod headphone?
No. It's a little clip.
You know, I thought the glasses were kind of funky, but that's definitely takes the new cake.
Okay, so that's a little LED guy, and it's about $15. But you know what? In a dark room, if you're replacing a fuse or something, this really works well.
Okay.
Okay, now, we have some weird USB guys. This little guy is the USB-powered aquarium. So, here we have... We have our little dance. Now, you know, on an airplane, if you take out your laptop, you may not start a conversation. But if you take out your mini USB aquarium,
you're talking for hours, or you can guarantee no one next to you on the plane is going to want to know what's going on. So plug in your USB port. And the fish go.
Right.
Okay.
The fish go, and there's a little independent light for the fish, and the lights on and off. Now, this is by far the weirdest gadget I think I've ever found.
I think I'm with you on that.
USB-powered Christmas tree. Okay, now this...
Is this from the same people that make the USB-powered aquarium?
You know what? It absolutely is. I think they're called... let me find my little... Find which way. There we go. So now
look at
you're a salesman and you're out on the road and it's Christmas Eve. Now this is not shipping till September, but they don't have a price on it yet.
I was going to say
you'll never be. No matter where you are in the hotel room, you have Christmas.
That's very scary.
Isn't that absolutely wild?
But this is amazing. This is the one I've been staring at for a couple minutes. The Rat Race Action Clock.
Okay, that's Ed Logic. This guy is from stupid.com. There he goes, and every lap he makes advances the clock by 1 minute.
That's this.
And now, if you hate rats, they make a hamster clock, and I'll show you. This is an involved thing in the back.
Whoa.
The mouse is geared. So when he does one rotation, he turns all those guys, and it advances by 1 minute.
My question though is that a live? Is that like an electronic? rat inside of there?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a little stuffed rat.
It doesn't plug into a USB port, does it?
No, it does not. If it was a live rat, I wouldn't do it. Hey, remember when you were a kid, you had those pins and you'd push on it and make a handprint?
Absolutely.
Or you could put your face. Okay, this is Pin Clock. Now, this is the most expensive thing that Stupid.com sells. And you see it
That's
actually,
really cool.
Look at that. Is that neat?
That's awesome. That's what, $94.99, I think?
Yes. But you want to know something? This is all steel pins in there. This thing weighs several pounds.
So it's not just a bedside clock, it's a weapon.
Yeah, if you take the pins out individual, you can do acupuncture.
I was just thinking hurling the whole thing. Sorry, I have some loud neighbors.
Okay, now, you thought the Christmas tree was wild? Okay. This is the Mona Lisa. Okay, now let's get this guy here. And...
Oh, no, it's the Billy Bass.
I don't believe this.
The talking and singing Mona Lisa is not talking and singing?
Talking and singing Mona Lisa is not, and she was singing, I know, I am heartbroken. Come on, Mona. I don't believe it.
That is...
All right, well...
You're going to have to come back. You're going to have to bring the talking and singing Mona Lisa back.
Okay.
GizWizBiz.com, is that still the website?
That's right, and play Guess the Gadget and win an autographed copy of Mad Magazine.
Oh, man. Guess the Gadget is hard.
Oh, no, it's not hard.
It is for me.
Oh, well, the thing about Guess the Gadget is if you don't know what the gadget is, you can make up a real stupid use for it, and you can still win. We give away like 20 Mads every month.
GizWizBiz.com is his website. Jake, thanks for joining us on the show again. Get a complete list of Dick DeMartino's picks along with other gadgets we didn't have time to share with you. And you can find that article up at thescreensavers.com.
Still to come, see who's got what it takes to become a Jedi Knight here in our LAN party. And up next, we'll take Tim, if he can upgrade from Windows XP without losing data. When the Screensavers continues.
Learn all the hottest moves from the hit film You Got Served. In the new dance instructional video, Take It to the Streets.
Check out this clip.
The battle is on. Are you ready to bring it? You Got Served. Take It to the Streets. Own the dance floor now on DVD or video.
Buried Treasure is brought to you by EB Games.
Hey, it's back. What I'm talking about is Pong, the next level. You guys all remember Pong, right, from like 30 years ago? But I certainly, well, I don't. But anyway, this game's fun, okay? It was fun 30 years ago, and it's fun today with all new 3D graphics. Now, you actually can play 1 to 4 players on this bad boy. That's right, You heard me, 1 to 4 players. So you can actually kind of eliminate each other. There's different multiplayer games you can go on. They have like over 20 different levels and environments that you can go in, everything from like the jungle to ice level, and there's this cool clown thing. And they really, really expanded on the whole Pong thing. It's not just whacking it back and forth. It's back. It's Pong. It's the next level from Atari. Check it out. PlayStation 1.
Check out this and other buried treasures at EB Games. We take games seriously.
Favorite 1-5, this is Bobcat 36 from weapons, enemy camp. Orders to head as follows. Grid, Echo, Hotel, over. Overwatch. This is O2 implication. Over.
Tonight on G4 Tech TV. Get your game on. X-Play, tonight at 11 and 11:30, only on G4 Tech TV.
The worst part was the pressure. Phone calls at home, phone calls at work, letters in the mail.
It was nice to help. Since Debt Free works with thousands of creditors, we got his interest lowered and his penalties eliminated.
Every day, thousands of people call Debt Free, a non-profit organization.
I was snapping at everyone, on edge all the time. I just didn't know how to deal with it.
I think it was the first good news she'd heard in a long time. I explained everything Debt Free could do to help her, and we figured out she could pay off her debts in 5 years and still have money left over every month.
I wanted to do something. I just didn't know where to start.
I showed her she could make just one monthly payment, and she didn't need to borrow money to do it.
Stop running from debt. Call Debt Free today.
I'm back to my old self. I'm glad I called Debt Free.
I'm not snapping at people anymore.
If you're overwhelmed by debt, gather your bills and call Debt Free now.
I'm getting out of debt, and I'm doing it myself. And I'm pretty proud of that.
On the phone from Oswego, Kansas.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, Kevin. Hey, Patrick.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey, first of all, I got to tell you, long-time caller, I got to tell you, I'm bummed, though. It's Patrick's last day. He's not even wearing a skirt, and Sarah isn't there.
Yeah, I know. Sarah's out sick.
It just couldn't get much worse, could it, Tim?
Well, you know, my wife, you do a lot for her when you're wearing your skirt, so what can I say?
Thank you.
Wow.
That's me, heartbreaker.
Okay, well, my question's pretty simple. When I originally set up my computer, it was with Windows 98 2nd Edition, so I was running FAT32. I swapped over to XP Pro like a lot of people did. Thank God it's never crashed since.
Excellent.
But I'd like
Amazing.
to take it in TFS without losing any of my data. What can I do?
All right. Well,
two fundamental options.
Yes.
One, back up your stuff, reinstall Windows XP, use an NTFS on that when you do the install, format the drive, and get a nice clean installation of Windows XP, which should hold you for a couple more years without crashing, although we tend to rebuild every 6 months or so. Your second option is to actually convert it in place.
Right, which is very easy with Windows XP. Let me give you a little breakdown here. Just go to your Start menu and then go to Run. Type in CMD, give yourself a nice little command prompt there. And you're going to use a command called Convert. And actually, you have to go / to actually get the usage for it there. And it's really easy. You go, let's see here, convert space C:, which is your C drive, space / FS : NTFS. Hit enter, and it says right there, drive C is already in TFS. But it would start converting it at that point. I've done it before, no data loss. I haven't had any problems. Also, when you're running setup for the first time, it should have asked you whether or not you wanted to convert at setup. Did it do that?
No, it did not.
Oh, it didn't? Okay, that's interesting. But you can
I had a very early version of XP Pro, and while it was legal, it was barely legal. So.
What do you mean by barely legal XP Pro?
We'll discuss this later.
Okay.
It's just national television.
Yeah. Nobody's watching.
Yeah, but only you have my phone number.
Well, yeah, that could get complicated. Anyhow, Tim, a couple basic options. There's third-party programs you can use, but you may as well do it inside of Windows. Fresh install, convert it manually. Either way, you're taken care of, man. And
great. Thank you very much, guys. And Patrick, I'll miss you.
Thank you, Tim. Have a good one, man.
Thanks for the call, Tim. You have a file that is associated with an app that you'd like to change on the fly. There's a quick way to do it. This is how you do it. From here, right-click on whatever you want to change the file association to. Go down to Open With, and then choose the whatever you wanted to play it with. In this case, either Roxio, Media Player, or whatever. Very simple. Now, don't get anywhere. Install a cassette deck in your PC. Find out how coming up later. But after the break, we're going to check on the action. You can play Star Wars Galaxies here in the LAN part. It's all coming up right after the screensaver. Right after
Hey, honey.
Hey, just think of what we can do with all the money we're saving.
Well, I have been giving it some thought.
Really?
Yeah.
Prices you gotta see. Circuit City's the place for amazing digital cameras at great low prices. Right now, save $50 on this Sony 3.2 megapixel digital camera with 2x optical zoom. Now, an incredible $179.99 only at Circuit City.
I have important information on how you can earn more money in the IT industry. Right now, businesses are desperate to hire certified IT professionals to secure their networks. You can fulfill this demand and make a great salary by getting IT certified now with Smart Certified Direct's fast and easy training courses. Their self-paced online training for MCSE, Cisco, and A+ certification allows you to study whenever and wherever you want, with 24-hour access to certified instructors, all with a 100% money-back certification guarantee. And right now, you can take a free training course title by visiting www.smartcertifieddirect.com or by calling 1-877-TRAINING and mentioning code TECHTV. There's no other obligation. That's on the web at www.smartcertifieddirect.com or toll free at 1-877-TRAINING. Get your free course today.
Come spend some quality time with Redman and Method Man, yo.
Go to ebgames.com/vote or your local EB Games store to vote for the EB Gamers Choice Award and win a chance to go to G4ia, the award show for gamers with Method Man and Redman. Stars of the new show Method and Red, Wednesdays at 9:30 on Fox.
And we promise we won't smack you around too much. Yeah, well, maybe just a little bit.
For official rules, go to g4techtv.com/Meth and Red. G4ia is presented by EB Games and Jeep.
To let you know that the cassette deck segment is actually in today's show. It's not after the show like Dan accidentally said earlier.
So if you leave and come back after the screensavers, you won't see the cassette deck. So
We need to help him out.
Dan, we want you to take a deep breath.
Deep breath, Dan.
Let's get some applause for Dan.
I'm going to
learn to love the television.
I'm going to get him a little bottle of Patron, a couple shots before the show. He'll be golden.
Yeah, actually, that could be interesting.
Gin and tonic will be fine. There we go. Welcome back to the Screensavers. I'm Kevin
Soy
Oates.
milk. And I'm Patrick Norton. Coming up in this half hour, we're going to show you a soy milk way to make digital copies of your old audio tapes. We're going to have, more of your live calls are coming up.
Mm-hmm. And today, it is Thursday. That means it's time to check in with our LAN party.
That's right. We are playing Star Wars Galaxies today. Now, I do want to point out, and I forgot to mention it earlier, the winners, we don't have winners this time around. The people, we're going to do a random drawing for people that have registered. They may get the big honkin' $80 version of the game, the special edition that has some figurines. You get special glasses to wear, that sort of thing. So you may get that. You may get a T-shirt. Hopefully you're not one of those unlucky people who only gets a T-shirt of Chewbacca. But so there are some cool toys for today if you played. Now, today we have the associate producer of Star Wars Galaxies joining us, Julio Torres. Julio, thanks for being here.
Hi.
Thanks for playing. Now, without this game, we wouldn't be able to get our Star Wars fix. We'd still be playing Knights of the Old Republic and Star Wars Battlegrounds and those games. Now, Dan and I and Kevin have been playing since launch. They kind of crapped out a while ago and aren't playing. But when it launched, there were a lot of bugs in the game. This game is huge.
Yes.
How do you deal with launching this thing and trying to solve all those problems and dealing with complaining players?
Well, it is an organic game. It always will be changing, and we have the ability to patch all the time.
Right.
So as we address all the problems, we prioritize them, and then we decide what we need to attack first. And on a monthly basis, we just keep fixing things to make them better and better. And I believe that it's going to, always be like that. There will always be things that we want to make better. We leave them aside for a while and come back to them over and over again. We actually just did that with the Jedi revamp.
Right.
We just released it a few days ago, and that in itself is a big fix. So hopefully people will enjoy that and experience what it would like to be a Jedi in this game.
So how do you become a Jedi?
Well, it's going to be quest-based, so
Okay.
you have to complete a whole series of quests, and once you finish those, you will be qualified to actually become Force-sensitive.
Nice.
And then once you do that, you have to continue with more quests that will get you through Knighthood, and then the Guardian, and finally a Master.
So there's a lot to come on the Jedi.
Yes, a lot to
sounds
come
like.
on the Jedi. Yeah.
When you're building a game like this, what kind of hardware is on the back end? Is it just a desktop sitting there? I mean,
usually a whole galaxy takes anywhere between 17 to 25 servers.
Wow.
And they are obviously all racked up, and depending on what planets need more hardware, we actually shift things around on a
cool.
daily basis, depending on the actual busyness of the day.
How much RAM?
4 gigs of RAM.
4 gigs per system.
Per box, yeah.
Per box. So 80 gig, more 800 gigs, right?
Yeah.
If you got something like that.
To run all the processes, between all we have anywhere between 3,000 to 3,500 players per server, so
Good grief.
it's a lot of calculations.
So Jump to Lightspeed is the next big expansion everybody's been waiting for.
We're very excited
And as
about
with a lot of expansions, I think it's probably got pushed a couple times and pushed out a little bit. But it's this fall, right?
Yes,
Anytime,
actually,
in a
it's in
couple months.
October.
Okay.
End of October is our ship date. I'm actually really confident with that. It's very
Tell us
solid
about it.
as
You can
is.
fly ships. That's
you
the whole
can fly
point.
ships. For us, it completes the Star Wars fantasy. You can not only play in the planets now, but you can fly in between them and fly an X-Wing and shoot TIE fighters and fly in a Millennium Falcon and bring friends with you. It's quite an exciting connection, I think.
Cool.
People will have a great time flying those ships.
Cool. Well, you're hunting witches of Dathomir, so I'll
Yes,
let you get back to that.
Okay, fine.
And go down the line. Now, Yoshi, you're chatting here because you don't know how to play the game very well. We think the people who are chatting are probably going to die first out of all the groups we're doing today. How many people are in there right now? A couple dozen?
A lot of people. About 15, 20.
Good. Well, keep chatting away in there and have fun chatting online.
Yes.
The backbone of the internet.
Sure,
is
the
chatting.
backbone.
Absolutely. And then down the
That's
line,
what
of
you
course,
call it.
that's what I call it. Down the line, we have Dan, the Beast, who was
Thank
attacking the Tusken Fort. Now, Dan, you got behind a little bit, and you said by the time you got there, everybody was dead.
Yeah, I got there. I really messed up, and I don't know where I was. I was somewhere in Tatooine.
You were out in the desert.
And then I found myself, every one of them are gone.
Nice.
Every single one of them
Nice.
gone.
Well,
They're starting to respawn.
We have one of the guild that I'm in, New Republic, is out there helping you attack. They're leading the attack. So go ask them what to do.
Yeah, and I need Master Brawler training.
Okay. If anybody wants to help Dan, he needs Master Brawler training so he can become a Master Brawler. I'm down here on the end, and we're hunting all kinds of creatures and stuff out on Dantooine. I feel sorry for you guys that you don't get to play, but back to you.
Thanks, Dan, for representing. Appreciate that.
Master Brawler,
yes. Stay where you are. More of your live calls coming up. But up next, find out how you can digitize all of your old cassette tapes. That's all when the Screensavers continues. What?
Hey, Brody. People, are you ready? Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
You don't believe it, you can read it, page 1, and you look it over. All see is wrong, feel it more, baby. Information, I'm at every second. And I think on that topic, we don't need agreement.
Worth the wait. The new GTO, now at your Pontiac dealer.
We are on the eve of the largest robotic distribution in history. There will be one robot to every 5 humans.
Hell no. What am I? Get off my car! Come on! Where you going?
Will Smith, I, Robot. Rated PG-13. July 16th only in theaters.
Gotcha.
Weeknights, late night. Hold on tight.
Get a load of this.
At 11, go crazy with Video Game Mania on X-Play.
The biggest video game event in the world.
Then take a walk on the wild side of technology on Unscrewed with Martin Sargent.
I'm Martin Sargent, and I like to ramble. That was fantastic.
It's back-to-back action tonight. X-Play at 11 and Unscrewed at 11:30. Only on G4 Tech TV.
Who brings you the most power-packed summer vacation? Universal Orlando Resort and Radio Shack. Now your family can register to win one of 35 action-packed Universal Power Trips at Radio Shack. Visit universalpowertrip.com or register at Radio Shack.
Now, for the younger campers in the audience, let's give you a quick primer. These are called cassette tapes. And a long time ago, music was not on CDs and you didn't steal it off the internet. They were sold to you either in a round circular format that was completely analog or another analog format like this, a cassette with tape inside of it.
You have got to be kidding me. I kid you not, in Patrick's collection, oh, me so horny.
It's funny. Now,
why do you have that?
Now, check it out. We got Devil's Night Out, Drunks and Children. This is obviously the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. This is actually one of my friend Jeff's made this tape.
You must have labeled it wrong or something.
No. We were 22 and living on Long Beach Island where there were no women in 1992.
I see.
Anyhow, cassette tapes. What's really bizarre is ThinkGeek.com, which is a store we love. They actually have something called the Plus Deck, which is from a Korean company. If you take a look at the front of this, actually, let me hit the eject button. This will spook everybody. And if you hit the eject button, you'll find out that this 5 1/4-inch drive bay right here, let me just hit the eject button since it doesn't want to play, is actually a cassette. Basically,
That's
they took
cool.
the innards of a regular car-type cassette deck and put it in there. And it's actually shockingly good. James Kim spent a lot of time testing this in the lab. They've got the full controls on the front. You can plug your headphones into it. The eject button. I don't know why the eject button is the giant black Death Star button on the right, but you can play a tape, you can pause a tape, and also, now if you take a look back at the system here, and we took this is actually the latest interface for the Plus Deck. There's some interesting stuff in there. Now you've got the controls, and the play side A, you can play side B. I think we actually managed to crash this thing again. Plus Deck 2, the latest version of the software, is a little less stable than we thought. But what's interesting is actually, if you take a look, we can go in here and it'll actually directly digitize this through your sound card, and you can pick, 256K MP3, make a raw WAV file, and it'll actually automatically save.
Oh, that's cool.
Or you can actually have it try to detect the files. I suggest making one giant file down here and then manually separating those into MP3s. It takes a little bit to hook it up. It's kind of funky if you take a look at the back. I don't know if we can see that. But it comes with a ton of cabling. Because not only, right, so this is you need an open PC slot. I don't know if we can swing that all the way around there. But you've got a PC slot here, and basically you've got to plug all these cables into your regular sound card, and you're going to need this serial connection right here because the manual controlling of the deck that you do from the computer is done over the serial port. So it's
Very
a pretty
cool.
bizarre setup.
So
yeah.
now, does this have an input on the front here as well? Is that an input right there?
It is an input, but I would reuse my regular sound card input for that. And what's kind of funny though is not only along with actually playing tapes and recording the information off the tapes, you can take digital audio that's on your computer and you can convert it into a cassette tape by basically just, you make a regular cut list and then you would play it, and once you play it, you can hit record on this and it'll actually dub it right over there, which is a pretty fun thing to do.
I was thinking you could hook your friend's iPod directly into the front there in the input and then just rip their tunes.
It's entirely possible. I don't
know if that's legal.
There's so many better ways to crack an iPod and steal the music off of it. Another thing you do is actually, it's kind of funny. I should warn you, the support for this is a little funky. If we go to plusdeck.com and we / to English, I think was the web page. Mm-hmm. And this is one of the great update web pages of all time. No, that's the good one. But there's one in here that actually was great because all it said was wait. please wait. That was the update page for it. But it's a Korean website. Most of the information, there's very little information on this in English. So if it runs now and it runs for you, great. If it doesn't, you're probably going to have a lot of problems getting tech support. Pretty good. Audio quality was better than we expected. $150. And the only place to buy it that we know of in the U.S. is from ThinkGeek.com.
Very cool. You're going to convert all your Me So Horny tapes over?
No, I'm actually going to. There's two tapes I want to convert. I got a copy of the first New York Citizens album that's on cassette back with the Donkey Show, which is a Southern California ska band, Valley Island, because I can't find them in vinyl, and nobody's ever going to make them in CD format. So,
excellent.
And actually, we should say that if you have older stuff, if you want to convert it, if it's available in CD, buy a CD. It's a much better way of doing it.
Very cool.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we are rapidly approaching our last show in San Francisco before we make the move to LA. So this is your last chance to see us live and in person in San Francisco. Now, in order to come to see our show, you got to sign up. This is what you do. Go to thescreensavers.com, click on any show notes at the bottom, anything down here, and click Come See the Show in Person to send an email to the ticket line, and we will hopefully get you in. Our last show is July 16th, and our last live show is on July 15th, so sign up now. Time is of the essence. Now, coming up after the break, we have live calls coming, dilemmas will be solved, all that after these messages.
Prepare to ride! Dizzy or dead! In 1995, a major tobacco company voluntarily recalled billions of its own cigarettes. But not because cigarettes kill 1,200 people every day, no. You see, according to the company, the cigarettes were recalled because they could cause temporary discomfort like dizziness. Amazing. Guess dizzy's worse than dead. Welcome to Crazy World.
GameFly. Rent the games you want, play as long as you want, for one flat rate. No due dates, no late fees. Go to GameFly.com for your free trial.
Ever wondered what it's really like to be a soldier?
What do you got?
I have a sit rep from Alpha Company.
PG, ready to be verified! Verified!
Put yourself in the picture with this free video. You'll see over 200 great jobs in the Army and over 180 in the Army Reserve. You'll also see what skills you learn, how you can earn money for college, even what soldiers do in their free time. Call 1-800-984-ARMY now and get this free t-shirt and your free video. Put yourself in the picture and see what it's really like to become an Army of One.
Check this out. This is what we do for a living.
We're video game designers.
And we're game programmers.
With the training offered at Collins College, you can learn to design, code, and test games like this.
And this.
Game design is a growing career.
For a brochure on a career in game design, call Collins College at 1-888-256-1200 now. That's 1-888-256-1200. Call Collins College now.
Metal detecting is one of America's fastest growing outdoor hobbies.
Detectors are so easy to use now. I'd always wanted one.
The whole family gets into it.
Call for your free metal detector catalog from White's Electronics. With a White's, all you do is turn on and go.
You know, my dad had one, but it wasn't like this.
The screen shows you what's in the ground before you dig it up.
Learn how the latest technology helps you find more.
Alex finds more than I do. I found old coins, rings.
You wouldn't believe what we found in our own backyard.
Call for your catalog now.
It's up to you to choose which games win at this year's G4ia, the award show for gamers. Go to g4techtv.com/G4ia and decide who gets best game, character, soundtrack, and more. Press, vote, and make your voice heard. It's all part of G4ia, presented by EB Games and Jeep.
Be sure to catch tomorrow's show. Why? Well, we're going to talk with Space Finder John Glenn. Plus, we're going to take a look at some sweet gaming rigs, and Leo's got a Linux tip just for you. That's all coming up on tomorrow's Encore edition of the Screensavers.
Excellent. Now, we've talked about BitTorrent on the show before, but we've never really taken the time to explain exactly what it does, how it works, and why it's becoming so popular.
Well, it's not like it's a peer-to-peer system, but it's not.
It's different than your standard Kazaa. The servers are completely decentralized, so there's no really way to shut it down.
You mean there's no one can be sued and make it disappear?
Yeah, exactly. So let me show you how it works. I'll give you a little rundown here for everyone at home. I wanted to take some time to do this. This here is how your typical download would work. There's a centralized server, and when you choose to download something, it goes to each individual client computer.
So it could be royalty-free. It could be an MP3. It could be a video. It could be a piece of software. It could be a picture. It could be
Exactly. It could be a Linux ISO. So the guy that created this service, he thought, well, there's got to be a way that we can share the bandwidth amongst different clients. Why does the server have to take on the huge hit? Prime example is whenever Red Hat comes out with a new ISO, there's thousands of people hitting the servers. It takes you, 10 days to download
1
it.
kilobit per
Exactly. And nobody likes downloading at 1K a second. So they thought, there's got to be a better way. So what they've done is created a system that works like this. Here's a central server that keeps track of who is downloading it. But not only that, it allows users that are downloading it to share chunks of information between each other. So let's say that you start downloading the ISO and you have a few little slivers of the file. You start sharing those slivers with other people that are downloading the file, and they start sharing with you, and it becomes this decentralized, great way to...
So you have 1,000 people talking to 1,000 people downloading this file instead of 1,000 people trying to connect to a single server simultaneously.
Exactly, and it takes all the stress off of the central server. So what happened is pirates, software pirates, movie pirates, application pirates, you name it, they decided this is a great way that we can pirate software because it's not on the P2P sites like the Kazaa or anything like that. There's no way you can really take it down because as long as there's a tracker in place, which can be running on a little PHP website.
I wonder because the tracker basically stores the location of the software and what section of the software or the video file or whatever it is.
Well, BitTorrent does that. It talks to each other. The tracker just stores how many people are connected and who those people are. So it's like basically it's the connector. It's the conduit in which all people connect through. Now, the tracker can go down. Once you're connected to like a little hub of people that are sharing the file, the tracker doesn't even have to be in place because they can continue to share with each other. So trackers are going up all over the place because they're just simple. I mean, anyone can run a tracker. You can, like I said, you can throw it on any web page that you want to. And I'll show you what one looks like. This is a site here called supernova.org. Now, they spelled it a little funky, so it's not exactly supernova.org.
supernova.org.
Yeah, it's a little funky, but now I'm going to warn you, anyone that goes to this site, there's a lot of different types of files on this site. Some of them are illegal. Some of them are borderline illegal.
Actually, almost all of these are illegal.
Well, we're looking at the wrong page here. Let's scroll down. Let's scroll down a little bit here. Here's an example. I typed in the word screensavers.
These are merely questionable.
Yeah, these are questionable because I don't even know if people can download our episodes of the screensavers. But people are sharing right now. There's 110 people that are downloading. They actually have the entire copy of the screensavers, and there's 71 people that are downloading. And you can see this is a way for them to come. They click on that file. Let me show you how it works. Let's say you were to click on this file right here. And I'm using a client called Sherazade. There's a ton of different clients that are out there. We're going to say download now. So think of it like you're just downloading a file, but it's a little tiny file, a tiny little .torrent file. And it opens up in this window right here. And you can see this is the progress of what we're downloading. You can see it has a nice little chart and graph here. And here's how many people we're connected to. We're connected to 57 sources that we're pulling down from. And if you take a look at this little graph right here, that's little chunks and bits of information that I have of the file. You can see those little gaps there. So you can see what I'm missing and what I still have to retrieve. Now, we can also go into the full-blown client of Sherazade here. And this right here are all the people that we're connected to. You can see exactly which portions that they have and which ones they're sharing with me. And look at all the different clients that are out there. And it also shows you what software they're using as well. So it's a great way. I was using it a while for my broken videos because I just couldn't afford it.
It's a great way to distribute content without being hit with a huge charge for a giant chunk of bandwidth.
Exactly, because I started doing over 100 gigs per month and then some, and then I was like, I can't do this anymore. It's costing me too much money. So I moved to this method here, and it's worked out so much better.
What you're doing is perfectly legal use of it. How long do you think it is before the MPAA tries to shut down the sites that are telling people where they can find?
I'm sure they're trying to shut them down right now.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are. But the nice thing is that there's actually, this is being used for legitimate purposes as well. There's Linux ISO sites that people are sharing.
Absolutely.
There's
thebroken.org.
Thebroken.org. Another one that I saw recently is that there's a gaming site that is using BitTorrent to distribute all these huge gaming files, all the big patches like the 1.9 gigabyte files that we're always talking about. Rather than have to pay for something like a GameSpy or some of those networks that charge you to download, there's actually websites out there that are available. So what I did...
These are all good things.
They're all good things, and I just wanted to warn everybody, be careful when you're downloading this stuff because you can get in trouble if it is illegal files. I have put together a list of resources for everyone because I think it's really cool. It's a neat idea. I put together a list of my favorite clients and also my favorite sites that you can go to download torrent files. Now, I don't run these sites. Some of these sites do have links to certain applications and things. Do not download those. You can get in trouble. You can get busted. You can get fined.
Yeah, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. $900 program for nothing? Unless it's a demo version.
That's right. So put it together, an entire resource. You can find it all at the links to download, kevinrose.com. Article's right up there.
Very cool. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike joins us on the phone from Sandy, Utah. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Very good. Thanks, Patrick. You'll be missed, by the way.
Thank you.
I'd like to get to my question, if I may. It might have two parts. It has to do with the interest I have in getting a DVR connected with DirecTV. As I understand, the TiVo units have to have dial tones so they can communicate with the home base office at night so that we can get the programming guide.
Yeah, well, the problem is less than that because you can actually, 9th and some other places sell converter kits that allow you to add an Ethernet card into TiVos that don't have one. I believe replays come from the factory. Is that right? The replays come from the factory with an Ethernet jack built in?
Yeah, they do. And some of the TiVo Series 2, though, as well.
Some of the TiVo Series 2. But my understanding right now is that even the TiVo Series 2 requires you to have a phone line for the initial configuration, i.e. when you initially start the account and download that information and basically, tell the TiVo that you own it. The TiVo talks to the mothership, unlocks the TiVo and allows you to get the subscription service. My understanding is after you've done that and had the operating system update, after that you are able often to use the network connection to do your updates.
Now, Mike, are you trying to just get rid of phone lines altogether? Are you going like voice over IP and cable modem, DSL?
Not so much voice over IP because I think that would probably work here, but exactly where you're going with that is that oftentimes we're going with cell phones and a cable modem, let's say.
Well, what do you have in there? What do you have in your house right now, Mike?
Well, right now I'm trying to get rid of my dial tone and go with a cable modem and a cell phone.
You have the same problem I do because I have a cell phone at home and I don't have a standard landline. I have the same thing. I have DSL, but we don't use it the actual line connection. So that's a big problem for people. It's
definitely an emergency problem. I'll tell you a couple of things. Do you know about the AVS forum, Mike?
No.
Okay, the AVS forum is, we're going to pull that, see if I can pull that up real quick. What the AVS forum, basically AVS forum is like a forum like any other, except for these people do nothing but play with audio-visual stuff. So it's a great place to find out if there's any bleeding edge activity you're doing that's involving videos or DVDs or creating something. The AV Science forum or AVS forum is an amazing resource for that. The second thing you're going to want to look at is this is a great time for a Google search, and it's like, can I use, basically, is my understanding, you're using voice over IP, probably Vonage?
You could use Vonage, yes.
Okay, so the memory serves, there's two regular, POTS-like, plain old telephone service jacks on the back of the Vonage box that plugs into your network. If you can use a phone over that, if you can use a fax over those connections, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to use a TiVo over that connection.
Sure, but if you wanted to save that $30 a month and just go with your cable modem and
right, you're missing me. Here's what I'm saying.
It still gives you a dial-up
if you buy like a Vonage box, right, or many voice over IP systems, right, which they replace, you got a little box that connects to your network. You can plug your regular phone into that. Okay?
Right.
If you buy one of the systems, or you buy into one of the systems that allows you to connect a regular phone into that, like the one you already have in your house, right?
Right.
It gives you a dial tone, right? You still get a dial tone. The Vonage still gives you a dial tone, and you dial into it, and it goes over the network. Otherwise, it wouldn't be able to interface with the telephone service. At least not without getting really creative.
That's crazy. Imagine going like analog over voice over IP, which is already digital. It's
well, here's the question. I'm pretty sure if you take a look around, the AVS forum is a really great resource for this kind of stuff. I'm pretty sure if you take a look around there, somebody there has probably already done it and tested it out. If not, you can probably find somebody who's willing to try it out for you, Mike. So give that one a shot.
Thanks for the call, Mike. Now stay where you are. Next up, we're going to check our inbox. Got a lot of emails. Let's see what's on your mind when the Screensavers continues.
Hey folks, G4 is coming. It's the award show for gamers. It's coming August 6th, and it kicks off with a half-hour pre-show at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't forget to cast your vote for your favorite games at G4TechTV.com/G-Foria. G4 is presented by EB Games and G. Stay tuned.
It's Ashley's 10th birthday.
Give me some. Oh, cool. New Juicy Fruit Strawberry.
Everybody keep it together. All right, I think he wants it back. Stay.
Gotta have Twisted Sweet. Gotta have the Twisted Fruit combinations of new Juicy Fruit, Grapefruit Melon, and Strappleberry.
No, it's my Juicy Fruit.
Welcome back to the LendingTree.com Turn the Tables Telethon, where bankers are waiting to compete over your home equity loan.
Call 1-800-555-TREE, fill out one form, and get up to 4 offers in minutes. Now, normally we don't do telethons, but with home equity rates as low as 3.75% APR, we had to let you know.
Call now to take advantage of the no closing cost option.
Go to LendingTree.com or call now 1-800-555-TREE.
When banks compete, you win at LendingTree.com.
Bobcat 3625. Three, 7, 2, 6. Saber 15, this is Bobcat 36. Confirm weapons, enemy scan. Coordinates for airstrike as follows. 3, Echo, Hotel. Over. Overwatch, Overwatch. This is Bolt 2 in position. Over.
Players, next.
It is that time for some final emails.
We've actually got a bunch of responses. Supposedly Vonage wouldn't work in the past, but Vonage has been working to do compatibility with Series 1 TiVos to do dial-up connection over that. Still trying to find out some more information on that. And supposedly Series 2 TiVos can be configured over a network, but you know what? We haven't tested it ourselves, and you're going to have to do some research on both those ones.
Now it's time for final emails, but first we want to say that tonight is Patrick's. It's your last day on the show.
My last live show, but you're still going to be seeing new episodes of the Screensavers, like with you and I in them.
Yeah,
and
we've banked a ton of shows, so there's you have probably 20 shows in the bank.
Yeah, I'm going to keep showing up all summer long. Basically, the show, they're going to shut down operations here July 16th. The show moves to LA. You guys get to build a new set. It's an amazing set. I've seen the drawings, and it restarts. Is it September 7th?
Something like that.
That'll be cool.
If anything, Patrick needs to be applauded because you're getting married. He's getting married.
Very exciting stuff.
And that's the reason. Your wife. Your wife wants to stay here.
No, we've got my beloved future wife just got her master's degree in library science.
She's like, I don't want to go to L.A.
Well, you know what? I don't. I've lived in New York. I've lived in San Francisco. I've lived in Chicago. I'm good. I like the Bay Area. So I'm going to be freelance writing. We work for Ziff Davis. We work for CPU Magazine.
Very cool.
Maybe I'll finally take Slamdance.net and put something up on it since I and actually have a website for a change.
You got to promise to come down to L.A. and poke your head in.
I will come down to L.A. I will do that. It'll be fun. That way I can also...
Man, now that's a real shame when folks be throwing away a perfectly good white boy like that.
I wasn't thrown away. No, actually, and I want to point something out. It was not G4 Tech TV's decision for me to not go LA. To go LA. It was my decision to not go to LA. So please, don't write nasty, angry email. Don't write hate mail to Peter Hammersley or Paul Block, because you've done it for the kilt. You all got pissed about the kilt being banned from on air. I think they stopped the count at 7,000 emails on that. Paul actually has...
We hope to see you in L.A. from time to time.
They hope to see me in L.A. from time to time, because if nothing else, I can tell people, where I'm working and what the website's doing there, which I'd love to do.
Patrick will join us in L.A.
But I bet if enough of you email Paul Block...
Let's give out his email address.
Can we give your email address? Can we find out how many people would like to see me do the occasional segment on air? message board thread. So don't
He wants you
torture
on there,
Paul.
too.
So it's been good. Actually, it's been 6.5 years at Tech TV, 4 years hosting the Screensavers. I think the show is in good hands.
Promise me you'll send us like a wedding picture so we can put it up there on the site, show everybody.
Well, we'll talk about that.
Okay.
There's
I just want to see you in a nice little tux. That would be so awesome.
Actually, I'm wearing a suit to the wedding.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Very nice.
Yes, me in a tux looks like a maitre d'.
Date and address so people can show up?
No.
No? Okay, I guess not.
No, but thank you for offering.
Okay.
No, that would be complicated and very crowded. So
yes, indeed.
Be good stuff. Should we do one more question?
Let's do one more. We don't know who the new co-host is going to be yet. We're still working on that as well. So
should be exciting.
Yes, very exciting.
I'm voting for Will Wheaton. I don't think
What? You didn't say that. So, should we go for a couple emails real quick, or 20 seconds till goodbye?
20 seconds. Okay, here we go. I've noticed the abundance of Windows tips on TSS recently. What about us Linux folks? Steve, when you're more than 3% of the market, you'll be more than 3% of the tips on the Screensavers. And you already are.
That is it for this edition of the Screensavers. I'm Kevin Rose.
And I'm Patrick Norton. Thank you for joining us. We'd like to thank our guest, Geek TV Artolo, Julio Torres from LucasArts. We will see you next time. Thank you all so much. This has been a trip.